Welcome back to the channel. Now I'm out on site and I'm just about to put a roof on. This roof is what I'd call a hybrid roof. It's a mixture of pre-made parts, so trusses, lattice ridges and joists, and the rest we'll cut here on site. The reason we do this is because we like to design steel out of our buildings. Timber's much friendlier to work with, it's more thermally efficient and easier to fix to. So we're all here, we've got a crane, we've got a lorry load of timber, and we cannot wait to get on with it. So the first job is get everything on site, get the lift of the 3 big trusses done, and that's what we're aiming to do in this video. And this is basically what it looks like when we're landing some of our loose fill. Crane driver's doing a great job negotiating all of the obstacles and just waiting for the timber to turn itself around. It's always part of the battle, but that's it. We're going to get on, get all this stuff landed. That's absolutely perfect. We can drop another one on top of that because we can slew straight off of it. So that's the first lot landed. Just got to repeat this process a few times now and that'll be absolutely brilliant. That's it. Yeah, mind your fingers. That's absolutely cock on. Well, another one of them, haven't we? Yeah. Our driver is skillfully manoeuvring these amongst the trees, being super careful. Takes a lot of practice, but this guy is super calm, pretty unfazed, which is what you really want. So we're doing all right. We've got quite a lot of the timber which will become the rafters here. We've also got some of the lattices safely up onto the scaffold. So we just do this. All of this material comes pre-stropped. So everything that comes off the lorry by the crane is pre-stropped in the factory. So it's something worthwhile when you order a roof like this, is making sure all those logistics are thought about. Now you might think, isn't that standard? Well, sometimes someone might take these off with a telehandler, in which case they may lift them like a forklift. Obviously we don't have the luxury of that here because of space. And the name of the game is everyone's got to work together. So we listen to the driver of the lorry. He is responsible for the load. We're not allowed on the lorry, but the strops are all there long enough to be actually hooked on from standing next to the lorry. And then of course, the driver of the crane. He is ultimately the person in charge here. He's the one who we listen to. He's got limits. He's got things he just cannot do. I think that's the name of the game. It's just practice safety as well. And quite often you don't see me with high vis and hat on domestic projects, but there are instances like this where that is an absolute no-no, okay? You must take, you know, like safety really seriously as well. Anyway, a few more lifts. We've got to get the trusses off and we're looking good. Just go back over that way a bit. To me, that's it. And that's it, simple as that. Stand well clear of the load, and we're laughing. These bits are because we can't transport them any taller. So these are 3 lots of girder trusses pre-assembled in the factory, and that is the next thing. We'll lift one at a time, and that's pretty good going as well. Have we got a line on it? Yeah, we're going to put a tagline on it. We want to make sure that these are facing the right way, and I think we should, if we can get them next to the scaffold, 1 by 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So this one that's coming over now is the heaviest, as it's 4 plies. That means it's 4 trusses all together. So we get this one, technically speaking, we'll have no problem with the rest. That's it, Callum. Pull that to the front. You want to spit, so we've got the Eve at the back, and leave that to me.
Pull that?
Yeah.
To you, yeah?
Yeah, so I want that end. Because that's how we go up on the roof, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, over at the back.
All right, that's it. That's it, mate. If you just, that's it, keep him there. Keep him there. So just come over like that. Bit further, bit further, bit further, bit further. Okay, down we go. Just pull that top in, Callum. So just over like that, all right? That's it. Well done, mate, that's perfect. Just strap them, go around the handrail with them. Just go round once or something, just at least we've got it held then, in case we get a bit of a gust. That's perfect, mate, that's excellent. And we'll keep going against there then. The crane driver, when he came in there, you know with some crane drivers, they just have so much experience that he knows exactly where everything is. And he landed it millimetre perfect. I just always find that really, really lovely, the skill that some of these operators have. So my hats off to him. This will be the last of the trusses to come down. Right, good Callum, good, perfect. That's it. Again, you see what I'm saying? It's just literally, without being banked in too much, he's got good vision from the cab, 10 metres away. He's got the others to reference himself with. And it's just a matter of him resting it down, and rocking it in. Okay, Callum. And then all I'll do is I'll just lash this over the scaffold. Clear. Watching them chains. And I'll just pull this here and lash it around the scaffold. And that's secure. And that's it. Simple. So while we're getting the last two lifts off the lorry, I'll take a little look at the roof. It's where I put the wall plates on. So we've got a tower scaffold set up to plumb up the first lot of trusses and get them braced back. And then we've got joists to put in, which gives us the platform to work off to build the entire roof, which is lovely. So yeah, we're basically going to land a girder truss across this wall here. And then we've got another pair of girder trusses, which are virtually next to one another, over this pier here in the middle. We've got the 4-ply, which is the 4 together, then we've got a small space, and then we've got the 3-ply. You can see here, I've mapped it out on this insulation roughly. That's the 4-ply, that's the 3-ply. So they're almost next to one another, like a big beam. And that's it. Looking forward to getting them in. So the first job was get all of the material off the lorry so they can get back to their depot, reload and go to their next site. And fortunately, we've got such good HGV drivers in the UK. My brother Andrew is a HGV driver and I have a lot of respect for them. Aran is no exception. He's just amazing, okay? So calm, very in control, totally own the situation, and your truck is huge.
With awkward loads as well, yeah.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And the other thing is, it's just like, it's not like you just rock up somewhere, park up, and that's your job done. You're then responsible for the safety and the load.
Yeah, that's it.
But no, I'm well pleased with that. No. Thank you so much,
cheers,
mate, all right?
Have a good one.
I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, cheers. Nice one, mate.
So that's it, the first lifts are done. Now Roy, our crane driver, is going to basically shift the crane onto this drive and basically do our lifts up on the top, which means that we'll put a few joists in to space them correctly, and then that's it. So yeah, a little bit of movement now and we'll get on with it. So we've got a couple of joists put in. These are the joists that go on this end, and we're going to land the first truss against those so we know that they're absolutely parallel to our joists, which we're going to fit in. Crane is on the drive now, so we're in position. The first truss is coming up. It's going to land down between the scaffold and the end of these joists. Callum's busy over there. We've screwed these joists in so that holds everything And then we'll land this first truss, which ends in line with that wall plate junction there. Brace it up, get it nice and true, and then we'll work on the other side of that scaffold for the next trusses. And here comes the crane. He's just about to pull the first of the trusses up over the top. It's in the right orientation, so it doesn't have to be spun. And here it comes. And the name of the game with all of this is just let the crane do the work. Callum, yeah, we got a line on it. Looks good, doesn't it? Great big truss. It's going to come up over the top of this scaffold and it's going to land here. I just need to be ready with the timbers, the braces. We'll hold it on the crane, obviously. So the chap driving the crane, Roy, has actually done loads of timber framing, and I think that that shows because he just seems to have this inherent, I don't know, knowledge of where, why, what and how. If you aim to get yours corner on the corner of the wall plate, Callum, as you're gonna contact first, against your joist. Are you there?
Yeah, perfect, mate.
Okay, so that's perfect. Hold it there. So we've landed the first one. Now we're going to brace it. I've got my extra long stabila level and we're going to take that right back to the plate because that's the most, especially at the corner, that's the most secure. Callum, I'm going to go inside with my screwdriver. You're going to come out here with your screwdriver. I'm going to screw mine on, you're going to hold yours. And then we're going to plumb it up and then you'll fix it. All right. So the crane's got it for a minute. So if you just send yourself out there for a second. What I want you to do as well though, is I'm going to pull it. I know it's got to go that way because the bottom wants to just sail over. I'm just going to tap mine there. All right, so I'm a bit more close to that. Now I'm going to get my level on there. We'll get the timber through. This is the timber we're going to be using. All right. All right, mate. Okay, I'm going to get up the scaffold, but for now I'm going to poke this. Just poke that to there for me, all right? I'm going to go up the scaffold now. I'm going to get my level first. I'm going to position this where I need it. I'm going to hook him on there. And rest him here. I'm going to climb our scaffold. Come up through the hatch. You've got a hatch there, haven't we? Just be nice and gentle. Two secs. I'll put that out of the way for a minute. All right, I'll put a screw in here. Right, I'm going to level it first, and you're going to try and get us a nice screw into that. I'm going to take it just from the side of the cord here for now. I'm going to pull it. Tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more. Right, try and attach something there. Are you happy?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah? Fine. Right, what we'll do is we'll put one on the other side as well. I'll get a screw on here. One sec. Come towards me. I want to pop a screw in first. There. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, I'll put the level on it. Cook on there, Callum. You happy there, mate? I'll pass you this level. So that is the first truss done. Enough. So that's braced. Get our straps out of the way so they're not in the way. Right, that's me, I can come down now. That's lovely. Perfect, all right. We'll fine tune the top. Once we've got the bottom spaced. We'll keep the top. Once we've landed the next one, so we want the next joist from here, 2 of those. So we've taken our brace right back to the corner of the plate. It's no good sticking it on a bit of plate in the middle. That is just going to shift. This is really strong there. The joist is keeping it parallel and fixed. And this, by the very means of that corner, is holding it absolutely perfectly plumb and where we need it. So we're off to a good start, okay? We're ready to get the next one in, which I will put on a time lapse for you. And I think I'll stick us over here so you can see exactly what that looks like as well. So we've landed the big truss here, and that's the second of 3. The third one goes virtually next to it, okay, so that'll be fairly straightforward. So what I did there is I formed a couple of braces, okay, which were exactly parallel to the bottom, all of our datum effectively. All I had to do was literally slot it on because I've blocked it in between to hold them dead parallel up there. It's a bit bright there, but you can see that. So I wasn't measuring, leveling and marking. We're pretty happy with the first truss. We got that nice and plumb. Now these trusses that come through here, because they're all fixed together with cam plates, they're not dead true. So you have to take them from top to bottom as a whole, if you like, and work to that. So there you go. That's the first couple of bits. The next job is get the next truss in, and then we can joist it out. So to make the last truss a little bit easier, we've got some braces over the top cords here, which will just lock into the other braced and plumb truss. And all we've got to do is attach a couple of screws in up there without having to hold everything. It just makes things a bit more easy. This is the big lift. It's 25% heavier than the last ones. Shouldn't make a great deal of difference. Roy's quite happy in there. He knows the limitations of his crane. And away we go. I don't know, we'll check the foot round there, Callum. Right, better get into position. We're looking good, Callum. Are you about right? Are you okay on your length? Happy? We were just adjusting exactly where the bearing was to make sure they're all nice and flat to one another. That's the best we can do. I've just got to go and take his chains off now, and that's those ones in. So that's the end of the day and the end of this video of getting these first initial members craned in. It was a real success. We had a very good driver. Roy, the crane driver, used to do a bit of timber framing himself, and then he came on to crane driving So his experience was invaluable, to be fair. He was completely with it. He kind of knew intuitively what we would be doing next. So it was great. So we've actually got the main trusses in, all spaced, all parallel, plumb. We've also got this first section of joists through here. We're just about to get all of those finally fixed. We'll do the same on the other end. Then we've got a configuration of joists down the middle, which will form a galleried landing and a stairwell, and eventually there'll be an ensuite at the other end there. So the first thing tomorrow, we'll be doing these joists here, get these joists through here, get everything attached, and then we've got some really nice, interesting girder beams to go all the way through to catch the bottom of our rafters, and that's it.